with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog on TSN 1050.
Overdrive continues, powered by FanDuel, bringing you everything from the opening line to the final score. Man, I'm already having regrets on my ceremonial first pitch options because.
Oh yeah,
Johnny O, I told you he's out.
He might. I love John Olerud, but Devon White, like Devo, might have to throw the first pitch. Devo might have to. How about Cito, man? You get Cito Gaston out there. Cito would be phenomenal. Man, there's so many legends from those early 90s teams.
Stottlemyre.
Yeah, you got Jack Morris, old crusty Jack Morris up there.
Wow,
Morris with that stash.
A big stash. He could throw didn't he throw like 60 and it just moved everywhere? Like he didn't have heat.
He was
a
stuff
warrior,
in the dirt,
though.
man. He was just an old grizzled veteran.
I hated that guy so much. I hated him when they traded for him. I'm like, they got that guy. I hate that guy.
Yeah.
But he was so money.
Grizzled.
He reminds me of the manager in
Lou Brown.
Yeah, he's Lou Brown.
Exactly
he looks
what
exactly
he looks
like Lou Brown.
Yes,
Yeah.
and sounds like just crusty old Lou
Just
Brown.
chews on cigars. That's what he does.
Yeah, that's precisely what it is. But anyway, we'll see what the Jays have in store as of Friday night, Game 1. Got role play coming up later in the hour. Johnny will join us here in a moment. You guys see Michael Jordan make his debut with NBC last night? Kind of amazing. I was thinking about it today. Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, Tom Brady are all in media. Like, arguably the three greatest players in their respective sport, history of their sport. And who would be the equivalent in baseball? I don't really know. But you got A-Rod and Jeter and Poppy doing stuff for Fox.
All on the same panel.
All on the same panel. And it's pretty incredible. Like, he is NBC. My understanding is he'll be kind of in and out throughout their season. I think they paid him $40 million. Basically to go to his house, and Tirico sits down and interviews him, and they'll chop it up and play it, a bunch of times over the course of the year.
Yeah.
And he's going to make.
So
40
that's his
sheets.
television. He was just sitting down with Tirico, and they got asked a bunch of questions, and that was his comeback for TV.
More or less, and I think he'll be contributing in different ways. And I think I'm sure by the the playoffs, he'll be in, he'll be involved in some capacity. I don't know all the details on the plan, but basically the introduction was. $40 million, you can come to my house and interview me if you want and play it on NBC.
Remember, for years,
that was my
No, but
perception
somebody
of it.
on the other end said, all right, we'll do it.
Great idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Great call.
But wasn't he the original meme? The crying face.
Yes, one of the
He
original
was,
ones.
I
right.
swear he was the original meme. Crying face Jordan was on everything. Was it not?
He also got a ton of memes out of that. The Last Dance, where and I took that to heart. I took that personally.
Yeah.
And he's got the iPad, and there's all kind of he got a lot of memes out of that Last
but the
Dance.
crying Jordan face was everywhere.
It was everywhere. It still lands.
Yeah.
It's still
Something stupid happens,
great.
you'll see that.
It's an all-time great meme.
It is. That is the. I swear that's the original meme.
I
crying
think you're right.
Jordan face.
And I took that personally as up there. It's because people use it on everything in life.
Yes.
Right. Like my kid said he could beat me playing cards, and I took that personally. And I had to find a way to beat him up on that. There's so many different things that applies to it. Michael Jordan has supplied it, but he had some great stories last night. We'll play one a little bit later on about shooting a free throw in front of a family, and that guy's life is just so different. The way he was talking about, they're coming over for pictures. That's just natural. If he does anything in his life where he interacts with anyone, pictures are involved.
Yeah.
It's just automatic.
Well, he was renting the house from the guy, and the guy probably said, "Look, I'll give you a discount, but we're coming over for pictures, and we're going to have a little meet and greet, and you're going to shoot. You're going to shoot a basket."
He's so different.
How much of a discount, though? How much is that worth to him?
Dude,
have
Michael
to do
Jordan,
that.
the guy probably said, "I'm not going to the Ryder Cup anyway. You can have my house for free, but you know what? We're going to show up, and you're going to take some pics and act like you
That's
like
what
it."
I'm saying. MJ is not going to sit there and say, "All right, if you knock $1,000 off, I'll do a little."
Yeah, exactly.
What does he care?
Dude,
He'd
this guy's
rather pay
house was
extra.
probably PGA Tour players pay $30,000 a week to rent someone's house out for 4 days.
Yeah.
Oh, his house at the Ryder Cup must have been absurd, dude.
Insane.
That was in the Hamptons, basically, like Beth Page. That's where it was. That guy was probably paying $250,000 cash a day.
Sure.
For
Yeah,
that guy's
exactly.
house.
Exactly.
You know, and I guess a little meet and greet. Anyway, good to see the GOAT back in the rotation with NBC.
We got our own MJ.
We have our own MJ, our own GOAT. This guy, he wheels around the ice doing interviews, man. He's changing the game. We love it. Here's Mike Johnson, our TSN hockey analyst. There he is. No bucket. Did you ever think about wearing a helmet, a hat? What was the plan there with Austin?
No, it didn't cross my mind for a second. Put a helmet on. I was like, I got a tracksuit on. Although you notice TSN monogram tracksuit, custom, I might add. But no, never a helmet. And baseball cap maybe. But it was neat. I mean, Austin, we don't see him sort of let his guard down at all, right? Like when he does media, there's a lot of people there, and he knows everything he says is going to be dissected every which way. So it was, I was impressed that he was so comfortable. Like he just was kind of having a good time and chatting and smiling and laughing and telling stories. And I think people may see him slightly more human and less robotic. Like he was charismatic and he was funny and I'm like, you're like, that's a guy I want to go have a beer with, not, what maybe we see in the regular media. So yeah, no bucket, never. We should have done one hard lap and gone with a little race with each other. That would have been interesting.
Yes.
Dude, if you had a bucket on, Johnny, they would have pulled that from the dock and said, we can't air this. Like a big, awkward,
if you had a bubble cage
or anything. Dude, a half cage. Some kind of old school CCM helmet with a half cage, they would have pulled it. So we can't air it.
Listen, I played 12 years. I never wore a visor once. I'm not putting one on to do an interview with Matthews. And if they would have said, like, rink rules, Hockey Canada rules, you have a helmet on, like, interview's not happening. I will not do this with a helmet on.
Yeah.
That is a non-starter for the whole thing.
Yeah.
That would have changed everything.
Andy Reid with a fishbowl out there.
Honestly, he could have. If you were wearing that, he could have said, "I guarantee a Stanley Cup. I guarantee I score 1,000 goals," and no one would care. No one would even. It wouldn't even be like it wouldn't go viral.
It would be afterthought. It's like look at this idiot trying to do an interview, fogging up his face mask, talking to Austin. So, anyways, I appreciate it because it was something different for him. It took up half an hour of his day, so that's not something he likes to do. So we're appreciative of it.
Do you think he would have accepted the request after last night, the way things have been going for this team, or what?
I was disappointed that he didn't score a hat trick last night. I'm like, I did it on Monday, I guess. I'm like, I hope he has a good game. I hope he just lights one up, but it wasn't to be against Jersey last night. It wasn't a good game for him. It wasn't a great game for the team. And a lot of the questions almost growing into concerns for the